Hello everyone and welcome to our What's New in AutoCAD 2025.0.1 webinar today. We are very excited to have Simon Noyola with us today. Simon is a seasoned civil engineer with a rich background in maritime, highway, and structural design. His career spans a variety of infrastructural projects both in the public and private sectors, across both national and international arenas. In his role as an applications engineer, Simon has made significant contributions beyond the realm of hands-on engineering. So before we get started, I just have a couple of logistics to cover right here. So first, all attendee lines will be muted during this presentation. We do ask that you send us questions via the chat box or questions box throughout the presentation, as we will not have a live Q&A session due to time constraints. So we will be doing our best to answer those questions as we go. And if we don't get to your question, we will email you back with a response. This webcast is being recorded for future viewing, and you'll find that recording in your email after this presentation, and you'll find it on our YouTube channel and on our website. Autodesk training is available on a monthly basis, so contact us for more information on that as well. Any questions, concerns, follow-up questions, anything of that nature, you can reach out to us at 305-445-6480 or email us at info@ddscad.com. Okay, so without further ado, Simon, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Greetings to all those who are following us live on the updates of AutoCAD 2025-01. I am Simon Noyola, and in this session we will analyze different aspects of AutoCAD. Let's begin with the evolution. The evolution began in '82. Every year Autodesk released a version, and now we're in the AutoCAD 2025 version. The interface has undergone changes over the course of these years. You are observing each of the images as AutoCAD was displayed in the year 1984, and so on, year by year, in that change of variables. Approximately 1,500 commands and 1,500 variables have contributed to making it better, thus facilitating the evolution of these versions. So let's analyze step by step each of these features. We are, remember, examining prior iterations and identifying new features in this iteration. Alright, let's proceed with the topics concerning system changes. Specific data is required for technical personnel who are dedicated to installations and application development. Here you can see the official name of the AutoCAD 2025 version. The registration within Microsoft that is important for development is 25072. The AutoCAD software has a code version of 39, while the AC1032 code is specifically designed to be compatible with AutoCAD 2018, which is the latest version of the software. Release date March 26, 2024, supported operating systems Windows 10 and Windows 11. The shift towards .NET 8.0 and the commands you see on screen are the enhanced commands of this version. Transitioning to Network 80 ensures optimal performance for applications built on AutoCAD and a range of other products, enhancing overall productivity and user experience. So, let's look at the performance, and we'll start with the installation topic. How long does it take us to install the product using a deployment? Essential info for IT personnel in charge of installing various versions of the software packages on systems. At the bottom right, they are watching a stopwatch, and on the left side, the first icon has already appeared. Let's go in 1 minute. The installation of AutoCAD 2025 is finishing. It ended in 1 minute 24 seconds, and now let's see this performance. Let's open the first file in AutoCAD 2025, and I'm going to open a civil engineering project that is 10 km long, contains surfaces, includes a D-road, and contains profiles. Now, being in the product, I'm going to click on the first file. Look, it's going to open right away. The file is going to open immediately. You are watching it. Let's navigate in 3D. As you can also see, we approach, contour lines appear, the road appears. Let's look at the profile. Okay, if you want to navigate in 3D, we enable the orbit command. Here we are going to use it. Shall we navigate in 3 dimensions so that you can observe the behavior of the application? Observe it at this specific point. I will zoom in within this area to show you the amount of information, and let's examine the movement of the product. What changes occurred for it to behave in this particular way? Let's see. Let's see a topic. A topic with the DC command, which is dconfig. You can see the graphics card dialog box. We have a diagnosis. Within that diagnosis, you can solve problems. If there is a failure with any driver, it immediately reports it in this section. And let's see a summary in this first section of the system and the performance you are observing. The file opening improved by 42%, navigation by 50%. The three-dimensional theme was also improved with that shaded performance. The wireframe theme also appears in other applications like map, civil, large projects. We have variables here that improved. Adjustments that users reported are also reflected in this version, providing enhanced functionality and addressing user concerns effectively, resulting in a more optimized and user-friendly experience. So, as we elucidated, enhancements in the graphical configuration, topics of reports, subtle alterations within this behavior, and we proceed with the subsequent enhancements and further advancements. The feature originated in the 2023 release of AutoCAD, and in the current 2025 version, it has undergone enhancements. It is a newly introduced AI-guided assistant that is accessible in 3 languages: English, German, and Japanese. Where can we find this help? Let's navigate to the product within the interface. From the entry interface, we can access the help. At the top right, we can find the Autodesk Assistance icon. Clicking on it will show us the different documents. You can have 35 or more documents in view. They place the question in this area, or they can contact an agent. Alternatively, they can simply restart the chat, and let's see how this application works and explore its functionality and features in detail. Here we are going to close the dialog box and then reopen it in order for you to be able to see the notice that it is a text preview technology, which indicates that it is new and continuously developing. I am going to ask you the question. I am interested in text and scale topics. We will send the question. Let us wait a moment while it develops the link to other documents or pages that can help us. If you did not find it on the first try, we will place it within the second attempt. Within this area, let us wait again for suggestions. Note, there may be saturation. It is already finding related data. If I am going to work with XREF and scales, let us select this link. It could be an error. It could be a learning documentation. It is important that you also know that you have access to autodesk.com get help. That page will give us access to other instances, and let us see what you see here on the screen. The general, the generation of a case, a product case, a topic. If it is an error, report it so that Autodesk and its team can act on solving the issue. Please note that the information provided is subject to change, and we appreciate your understanding and patience throughout this process. And to summarize, this feature is powered by artificial intelligence, and here are additional sources where the Autodesk team has been creating content to facilitate learning and provide support for users. And we proceed with the next feature. Let's examine the subsequent feature, which is associated with smart blocks, geometry detection that can potentially be transformed into blog posts. Let's go into the application within AutoCAD. You will find it in the Home section under Blocks. Here is the Detect command. You will also find it in Insert. I am going to enable it from Insert. A palette appears in Review mode, initiating the process of determining and detecting groups of entities. It identifies objects that can be converted to a blog or an existing block, searching for any incorrect instances to report to Autodesk. This technology is constantly evolving, and the palette plays a crucial role in this ongoing development. The crucial factors for these elements are that it is specifically designed for architectural elements, currently detects doors, toilets, bathtubs, urinals, symbols, and generic lighting fixtures in the environment. It's done, sent, or detected 13 sets in 87 instances. When you activate the Review button, It shows us this toolbar that you see on the screen. It is the navigation bar to convert to blocks, detect errors or report errors, and to be able to determine which instance will be the main one and remove instances in that recognition set. And let's analyze what it found. It found here an element that could be a structural profile. Here on this side, we also have the problem of doors, so we can examine the objects. I am planning to stay at this particular point, so let us enable the conversion of blocks. You have the ability to visually observe that I have the option to select an existing block from this list, then proceed to open the options palette in order to synchronize and also choose suggested themes, change the insertion point, modify the rotation point, explode objects, and perform other relevant actions as necessary for the task at hand. I am returning to this point to demonstrate that you also have the choice to report errors to Autodesk. Here we have data on which one will be considered as the main block and which ones I will remove from the instances. Here on this side, I'm going to go straight to converting the block, and I'm going to turn it into a new block. This is a door that will be supported by the AI component of artificial intelligence technology. We already saw the insertion point. The point now will be taken at the centroid of the figure. Let's transform it. Ready, those objects have now been prepared and are ready to be utilized. If we want to edit the object, the block that was converted, we enter the block editor, add another insertion point. I'm going to place it at this point and I place it on this side. We close the dialog box, save the main instance. Now we are going to insert our block. It's on this side. By pressing Ctrl, it changes the insertion point. As you are observing here on this side, I can take it to this area, ready, and that block has now become a smart block. In summary, what changed? The following changed. New commands, like the ones you see on the screen. Variables and commands that also cannot be used during this detection. As you can see on the screen, we have those commands temporarily blocked, and thus we continue with the next feature. Next feature related to smart blocks, the search and replace conversion allows changing the name of an object or an existing block, renaming it in an intelligent way. Let's go inside AutoCAD. Once inside AutoCAD, we are going to type the command bconvert. Here the command appears in the list. We select an element, press enter. It found 59 instances. We can modify only one main block or accept all elements. The conversion to an existing block appears. Within this list, we can select any of them or choose suggested topics, convert them to another block, or create a new block in order to add more content. I am planning to create a new block with the name CPU. Alright, the insertion point is brought about by the geometry, and we can include those insertion points at a later time. We accept within these options when indicating with the list command, for example, to verify the changed name. Here you are observing it, and what changed within this whole concept. Let's see. Ready. 2 commands changed or were integrated, 3 variables, solution to recognized issues within the version. Here you have an extra topic on the use of this new functionality. We have broader definitions available here for your documentation, and we are moving forward with the next feature. Let's explore this new feature that has been added to the command map images of R OpenStreetMap images, Remagery, R Streets, R Light Grade, and R Dark Gray. Stay tuned for more updates and enhancements to further enhance your experience with our platform. Let's enter AutoCAD and open an architectural project 1 of civil engineering. Within this architectural project, there is no georeference. Here we need to insert the reference point by using the map of RAI within that area. Once we identify the location within this area as Miami, we search for the location and a drop marker appears here. We can move this element to another location, shift the frame to this side, and then bring it into AutoCAD software for further editing and modifications. I am going to make a suggestion that you make use of UTM 84 units, as it is recommended to utilize Zone 17 North for your purposes. We look for a known point within the image, and within the project, I will arbitrarily indicate this point, with the north pointing upwards. The maps appear as you see them on the screen, but what about projects that are georeferenced? This project has a UTM 8414 North georeference. By simply activating the new features in the Open State Map, we now have access to gallery options that provide a higher resolution than what was previously available. The satellite image reveals our streets, with a variation of light colors present in certain areas and dark colors visible in others. We can still continue utilizing the other entities. Well, if I am going to indicate to you to concentrate on the streets or open street maps, we are going to capture a print area. I am going to select a bottom view, a top view, and deactivate the map to ensure a comprehensive analysis of the surroundings. Within these options, you still possess the capability to switch to another image, another type of representation style if desired. Let's stick with the initial one. Also, modify the image resolution or reload the image. If it is going to be printed, I switch to a layout. Within the layout, you can observe that the printing is already configured towards a PDF if it is necessary. So, what changed within this command? Let's take a look at the summary of styles in terms of base maps. The GIO command, here you see it. The GeoMap command also receives the features for AutoCAD 2025 LT, AutoCAD Map D, and AutoCAD Civil D. And let us continue. Let us take a closer look at the next feature, which is the topic of Action Recorder and data extraction. These two extensions have changed. They are not compatible with previous versions. You know that the Action Recorder records all the commands or actions that the command will perform. Delta extraction is to extract the information. When we save this template, it is no longer compatible with previous versions. And let's take a look inside AutoCAD for a reminder. Within Manage, you will find Action Recorder, which records each sequence of commands. The primary focus of this session, I will move towards extracting information through data extension. We will generate an extraction template that can be used for future reference. We preserve this item. I will point out the 5/10 to you. Here you have the opportunity to see the new extension in all its glory. We save this file and proceed to select all elements in the drawing that contain only attributes. I am solely interested in the luminaires. Subsequently, we deactivate all data except for the information that comprises of the attributes. Next, we are going to check the table. The table is ready to be inserted into the drawing and at the same time saved in a file or in a folder that you see here on the screen. We save the information. Moving forward, let's proceed to place the table inside the project. Here I am going to search for a location to store the information, and then we will proceed towards an Excel table to make a comparison between the two tables. Within Excel, I will select the data to copy, Ctrl+C, and then we will go back to AutoCAD. Once we're inside AutoCAD, I'll do a special paste. I'll go to Home, Paste, Paste, Special, and consider it as AutoCAD entities for the paste operation. All right, I have the table here in my session. I'm going to standardize this table, double click on the cell, highlight the field. I'm going to move towards the right button, insert field, locate the formula, and we're going to link the cell from the other table that contains the same attribute. Here it is, except that table has been updated, and now let's see what happens if we delete some elements from the project. I am going to delete a few elements. We update the table in the following manner. Right-click, Update Table Data Link, regenerate the project. Now let's see the total number of luminaires of this type we have, which is 165, and let's also review the other table as it contains the same information. Well, this is a small demonstration illustrating how objects are connected with information. Let's summarize what changed within these commands. Remember, the format changed. They are not compatible. We need to migrate the information to the new one, to the new extension, and let's continue with the next feature. Let's examine the next feature. The hatch theme has been enhanced. It is not mandatory to possess a closed figure. We can also adhere to certain alignment and observe it within AutoCAD. Once inside the project, we proceed towards the hatch, and you will be able to observe that there are multiple choices available, which include rectangle, circle, and mode. When selecting the mode, we are given two options, namely generating areas or following a path from which we can choose. If we move towards the area, you will see that we have rectangles here. Let's select a rectangle. I will indicate a point on the screen. We draw the next corner and our hatch is generated. If we switch modes and now indicate that it should follow a path, the software will automatically create the desired pattern along the specified trajectory. To begin, we have full control over the alignment of the hatch. You have the option to choose whether the hatch will be centered, internal, or external. If you prefer the external alignment, we will closely follow the selected element. Simply click to generate the hatch. Once it is generated, let's proceed by clicking again to transform it into an arc. Follow the shape of the hatch up to a specific point and then turn it into a line by clicking once more. To add more detail, click again to convert it back into an arc. Continue shaping the hatch by converting it to a line, similar to the process of creating polylines. Click to make it an arc once more as needed. Reach the desired point, and then turn it into a line, trace the element, and finally turn it back into an arc to close it at the designated point. Press Enter to confirm your selection. So, in summary, what alterations were made to the command that resulted in the changes? Let's take a look. The hatch command was modified and three variables were added. You have control over the width, alignment, whether it's inside, outside, or centered, and the drawing mode, which can be either area or path. So, you can adjust these settings to customize the hatch according to your needs. Here in the command line are the commands we were looking at a moment ago, and we proceed with the next feature. Let's examine the subsequent feature that is associated with Activity Insight. It is a system for organizing, storing, and reporting on the activities occurring in the project. Now, without the need to open the file, we can visualize on the Home tab the palette appears, and let's see inside AutoCAD. Observe the palette that is on the side. Here is the palette, everything that is happening in any of the files. This command changed. In V2024, it appeared separately in History. File history displayed in one section, activities related to the same file shown in another. I will open this file you're seeing on the screen. We'll enable it in the palette. Notice that the last activity was saved with a new name. This goes beyond AutoCAD as well, meaning if I enter the file via Microsoft Explorer, I'll close it to rename it, enter a folder where the file is stored, and display it at that moment. Alright, the file is located here. Let's proceed to rename it. I'm going to assign a label to it and name it Rename. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to locate the file. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it from this folder where it was renamed. Here at Rename, we are currently open. What is going to happen with Activity Insight? In Activity Insight, it also detected that the file was renamed. Now I'm moving to the model, and in the model, we're going to make some adjustments. I am going to create a circle at this location. I will save the file, and now I am sending the message indicating that it is currently being saved. In the event that I delete this circle, okay, I will save the file and send the message again once more for good measure and to ensure its delivery. If I'm going to purge any element such as layers, blocks, whatever it may be, here you see that I'm going to purge all the elements. We are in the process of closing. I have just been informed that a total of 72 items have been cleaned. At the bottom, we can observe the details of the activities. What exactly happened? 4 blocks, dimension styles, layers, line types, etc. were listed in the schedule. Here within this area is where the storage or where the writing of these activities is currently taking place. Within Options, we right-click here on Options, then navigate to Files until we reach the end where the Activity Inside Location folder becomes visible. This folder can be modified in order to provide access to that writing for all collaborators involved in the project. So, in summary, let us take a look at what has changed with this command and analyze the modifications that have occurred. The changes were merged, the commands were consolidated in the 2024 version with the introduction of the DWG history theme, utilizing Activity Insight for enhanced tracking and analysis capabilities. At present, it is visible in a solitary command and exhibits the history of previous actions. At this location, we have access to the files. We are able to preview activity insights prior to opening the file. To enable this option, we just locate the ellipsis, right-click, and select it. The change that has been made is the consolidation of DWG history within Activity Insights, which can now be found within the palette. The subject matter of comparing versions, visualizing it within the context of traceability in the events that have occurred. Also, cloud connectivity is new in Docs. It's important to have this version, the 2145 or the most recent one. Furthermore, it also operates with Google Drive, OneDrive, Box, and Dropbox, maintaining versioning, and thus ensuring the variables you see on screen, activity insight, the path we displayed in options. Certain subjects pertaining to AutoCAD LT, cases and solutions that users have identified are also addressed and discussed in this particular section of the document. This variable activity insight support is a recent addition comprising variables and commands that are no longer in existence or in use. At this moment, they are observing it. All right. In the upcoming features, we are going to provide a comprehensive summary of everything we need to stay updated on in order to maximize this productivity to the fullest extent possible. We continue, as we mentioned, for productivity. Remember that updates were made to the trace command, which is not new in this version, but has been improved to enhance its functionality. Here we also have these enhancements. The trace option is now conveniently available on the status bar for easy access and monitoring of activities. It also includes viewports within layouts. Additionally, another notable feature is the ability to remember the synchronization of markups directly in documents, which means we can now easily import it into the files without any hassle or complications. These are enhancements, modifications that have been made to these commands for improvement. In this area, you can view, import, and establish connections with the markups in the WG file, as you are currently observing them in this video presentation. Here it is in progress. Locate the information, and the markups will be brought to continue modifying, collaborating, or updating the projects. Next upcoming feature, users will be able to navigate through Autodesk Project. Additionally, there are enhancements in the cloud within Autodesk Docs. The matter of automatic synchronization is being monitored at this location, and we will also assess the features available in the cloud. Subjects of the list procedures for individuals who automate their projects. Another capability, the enhancement towards application programming interfaces, APIs, through .NET 8.0, was also mentioned during the discussion. Other characteristics, the indispensable theme in AutoCAD Web, should not be overlooked or underestimated in any way. We possess functionalities from alternative editing choices, allowing markups, facilitating sharing, enabling viewing via a web browser, and covering topics relevant to AutoCAD Mobile. All of this is intriguing for you to have conveniently. Thanks, it was a pleasure to be with you today. I am Simon Noyola, and see you next time.
Okay, thank you so much, Simon, for your time, and thank you everybody for being here with us today. Just a couple of closing remarks. Our blog is live. You can go ahead and check it out at the URL on the screen there. Our blog is a great resource for lots of tips and tricks videos, and you can go ahead and check that. Often we're always updating those blog posts. We do have Autodesk Essentials trainings available, as I mentioned, specifically in Revit and CAD, and those happen on a monthly basis. You can check out our website for our software offerings as well as our service offerings. And just to close off here again, you can reach us at 305-445-6480 or email us at info@ddscad.com. And keep in mind, if you did have any questions following today's presentation, please do go ahead and reach out to us with those as well. Okay, thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day.